everyone, Mama Mike here, and today is a quick video. This is a recap of the Sony E3 conference for 2017 and my thoughts about it along the way. So starting off, it is a dark stage and there is music playing. It's a really nice kind of Middle Eastern feel to it, and we see it's a live musical performance. And as that's going, it gets off the ground a little bit, the song picks up, and then there are these kind of nonsensical images appearing behind them on the big screen. They don't mean anything. It almost looks like sand flowing, but it's different colors. And then it starts to be kind of like diamond shapes within it while it's still flowing. And then we finally start to see images that are actual objects, like weapons. And then we see this intricate and like kind of ornate medallion type design. And that is when the trailer starts. For Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, you see Nadine and Chloe on the screen and they're on their adventure. Lots of action. I am really excited for this one because it's going to have action and the story already has me. I want to know why these two are working together. They don't seem to always get along very good. Nadine at one point socked Chloe a good one, and I really liked that. I thought that was pretty funny. And so I'm very interested in what this has to offer. I'm curious how long it's going to be. But that is what we saw. No release date given for that. We're still waiting for a solid release date on that. But I was very happy with what I saw in that. Obviously that is an exclusive. It is part of the Uncharted series. Then we saw the Guerrilla Games logo and we're transported back into Aloy's world in Horizon Zero Dawn. I loved Horizon Zero Dawn. Enjoyed that game thoroughly, and I've been waiting for DLC. This is Horizon Zero Dawn: The Frozen Wilds. It said that it is coming 2017. Really had my interest on that, and it's the Frozen Wilds. It's going to be centered, I assume, around the snowier regions of the map, or maybe we'll even have a new area to play in. But I liked that. I love winter, and I'm really interested in that. Then we see the Bend Studios logo and a new trailer for the exclusive Days Gone. We see the main character take off from the group that he was with, and he's searching for someone. He's searching for a friend. He's a lone wolf looking for trouble on his motorcycle, but we see in this trailer that there's a lot more danger than just wild animals or zombies, whatever they're going to call them in this game. Humans are a definite threat, and I truly enjoy that as a story element. It was something that really impressed me in The Last of Us, was the threat of humans, that we should all work together, but we don't. Just like The Walking Dead, the Telltale series. We should work together, we should help each other, but we don't. Something about humans, there's always just a few that turn against the rest, that turn tragedy into personal gain. So I really like those story elements. They just add so much intensity of we're all trying to survive, but some people just make it so difficult. So there's a lot more enemies in this game than just the undead and the animals running around, because it seemed like a good portion of this game would kind of take place in the wilds, and sort of that our settlements are just within the wilds. They aren't really in the big city like it was in The Last of Us. And we really do have to fight against the other humans that are also trying to survive, but that are doing it maliciously and doing things against other humans. So throughout the trailer, we see that there is a good amount of stealth. It was a lot slower paced than what we have seen of this game before, so I liked seeing that. It was still very intense, and I appreciated the need to think and evaluate a situation before you act. And the way the character played this out, how he saw that there was what he called like a herd, or I don't remember the word he used for it, but there was a herd of undead off in one area, and where he needed to go there was a lot of human enemies. So what he was able to do was attach some sort of bomb to a wall, and when that blew, not only did it attract the undead horde, but it also drew them to the humans that were in that area, and then while they were mixing it up, he could go about his business. So I liked that. I liked that this probably could play out a few different ways, but also that there is a benefit to playing slow and methodical. Stealthy games aren't my forte, but I do enjoy stealthy sequences within games. And there was no release date given for that, but having it be an exclusive, I'm very excited to see more of that game in the future. Next we saw Monster Hunter World. Wow, that is all I could say to begin with, is just wow. It's a huge open world, looks really good. We're hunting monsters of various sizes and even cooking them up. That said early 2018. I'm unsure if that was an exclusive or not. It wasn't definitively said exclusive or not. But I was really happy to see a Monster Hunter game coming to that console, and it'll be so much fun to play that on the TV rather than on the handheld systems that those games often come to. So I was really happy with that announcement. And once again, I need another trailer. I just have to see more. Next, Japan Studios brought us the trailer and the announcement for a complete remake of Shadow of the Colossus, which will be coming in 2018. I did not play the original game, but I know that it has so much significance to a lot of people, and the trailer looked really interesting. I liked what I saw of it, and it definitely looked like something I'd like to give a try. Even not having played the original game, I thought this looks really cool and just very imaginative. So I'm interested for more details on that. Next we saw a trailer for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. That's a game that we already knew was coming, so I won't spend much time on it. It looked great, and if those are games that you're interested in, I definitely recommend finding that new trailer that they released at E3. Next, we saw a Call of Duty World War II trailer. Again, that's a game I'm very excited for, but we already know about it. This was a new trailer, so if you're hyped for that game, definitely go check it out, but I'm gonna breeze past it. Next, we had like rapid fire PlayStation VR announcements. So we saw Skyrim VR, we saw Star Child for PSVR, we saw The Inpatient for PSVR, and that was from the people who made Until Dawn, so that intrigued me. Maybe might be a hint too scary for me, especially in VR, but very happy to see them doing more PSVR games. Then we saw Monster of the Deep Final Fantasy 15, and this is like a Final Fantasy PSVR fishing game, and it's focusing on you getting these really big like ocean monsters. I thought, wow, it's a very imaginative and inventive idea, something that I definitely had not thought I would see at Sony's conference. So it really took me by surprise, and I was happy to see that Final Fantasy was going to be getting a PSVR experience. And that said, it was coming September 2017, so very close. Next we saw Bravo Team for PSVR, and this was a military shooter. Very quick trailer for that, but it looked really interesting to me. It looked well done for being VR. It's not easy to do a very hectic military style, you know, almost like a Call of Duty campaign is what I would describe it as. I imagine it's not very easy to do that in VR. It looked very well done. Only time will tell if it will be completely nauseating or not, but I imagine that it is something that they've been working really hard on, and I'm very excited to see more. Next we saw Moss for PSVR, and then that was the end of the PSVR kind of quick reel of games. Then they showed the PS4 Pro, just a quick splash on the screen about PS4 Pro, and then a literal splash. We hear water sounds, and you can see that there's kind of like water effects all over the audience and everything, and it's like, what's going on? Then we see a rowboat, and then we see the iconic war paint that we all love and adore from the God of War series. We're looking at the new God of War game. And they're in a rowboat, they're gone an adventure, they're on the open seas talking to sea monsters. Apparently this small child can talk to monsters. It was neat. The combat looked great, very fluid, very fun. It had the fast-paced action that people love from the God of War games. and it was just updated, refreshed, and improved. There was a wide variety of enemy types and locations in the game. The scenery was incredible, and finally we know it said early 2018, so barring any unforeseen delays, we could be playing this game as early as January, February, March of 2018. Very excited about that. Next, we saw a completely new trailer for Detroit Become Human, and this really gave us the story of the game, what we're going to be doing. You are playing as Marcus, the android, and you are going to liberate the other androids from the city of Detroit. There's stores in Detroit that sell androids for human companionship, servants, I suppose you could say. He doesn't like it. He has been unlocked. We don't know though by who enlightened him as to his fate. But so he has been enlightened as to the plight of the androids, and it's that classic question of, is it wrong to create robots and have them serve us? Is that wrong? Is it wrong if they are so smart that they know that they're servants? And is that kind of where it becomes an issue? It really is going to play on ethics, but this game, you choose how it goes. They showed a scenario that the police were coming. What do? Do you take off? Do you hide and wait and see what they do? Do you openly go into combat? I mean, there's just so many ways that this game can go. Do you engage violently? Do you tear down buildings? Do you set things on fire? Or are you more of a peacekeeper and you're trying to reason with the humans? This game will be the story that you want to create, and the replay value from that alone is just going to be incredible, just seeing all the different ways that scenarios can play out. There was no release date given on that, not even a year. I am still really hoping that it could be a 2018 title, but because they didn't even slap that on there, I'm thinking maybe not. Next, we got a Destiny 2 trailer, and that is going to be releasing September 6th. Once again, it's a game that we kind of already knew about, so I'm just gonna breeze right along, but it looked great. If you're interested in Destiny 2 and would like to see a new trailer for it, I definitely recommend looking that up because it did look really fun. The last thing that they showed, and I thought maybe they wouldn't show it because it's the end of the show, maybe they just weren't going to show anything about this game, but there it was Spider-Man gameplay. Not just a trailer, this was actual gameplay, and wow. The combat, the stealth, setting traps, taking out enemies, what a rush. In a hard to describe way, but bear with me, it feels light and fresh. You're playing as Spider-Man. He's young, he's agile, he's quick, and the combat was really just something else. Using the webs and, saving a civilian and then fighting some bad guys. It was really something else, and it was a completely different feeling from some of my favorite superhero games where you feel very heavy and powerful. Spider-Man still feels very powerful, but he's just so quick and acrobatic. It's a completely different take on combat while still being very fluid, and oh my goodness, I just can't even describe how much I loved what I saw. The action sequences, the fact that he had to kind of stop collateral damage from happening to the city, and that's something that you really don't see in a lot of superhero games. Most of the time it's, oh, who cares how much destruction you do, just get the bad guy. And he was actively trying to stop more destruction from happening. And one of my favorite parts was when he actually was swinging through the city. It was like a blockbuster movie, and it is just the Spider-Man game that I think a lot of us have been waiting for. It just looks like this will be the definitive Spider-Man game. And that is coming out in 2018, and of course that is a PS4 exclusive. So that was a rundown of the Sony E3 conference for 2017. Strangely enough, they didn't show any Vita content, and at first I was a little bit worried. I thought, oh, they showed Vita stuff at the last Sony event, but I thought I was a little disappointed to not see anything at E3. But the same day they released that Undertale is coming to PS4 and Vita, and that is a very popular action RPG that is on PS3, and so that is coming to PS4 and Vita. I was really happy to see that getting a Vita release. I'm not sure if it's my type of game, but I'm just so happy to see the Vita getting attention, because I was a little disappointed that it wasn't mentioned at E3, and it wasn't even shown in kind of the splashes that showed like the PlayStation family. They didn't show the Vita at all. I was a little bit bummed, but very happy that the same day they announced that Undertale would be coming to PS4 and PS Vita. So let me know in the comments below what your favorite parts of Sony's E3 conference were, what games you're most excited for, what do you think of that gold PS4 Pro? I know we already knew about that, but they showed it again at E3 and I was really impressed with it. It's something that I would love to own in the future, but I know it's limited edition, so I'll probably miss out on it. My favorite parts of the conference were definitely Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, and I really liked what we saw of the Horizon Zero Dawn DLC, and of course the Spider-Man gameplay. But let me know in the comments what your favorite parts were. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you next time. Bye!